it's over. It is over for her. Hello YouTube, how are you guys doing today or tonight? Hi, my name is Ramiel and welcome to me playing Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. Right now we're going to do Escape from Cyborg, which is a continuation based on CN sources, or sources on the internet, to Affiliate, which is chapter 9, which is event chapter 9 and 10. I don't know why they do the next chapters in events, but I do feel like they're going to do another one like that, but I just hope they release that event first, because that is an actual story event, and I feel like they should just release that. But right now we're gonna escape from Cyborg. As you can see, there is 2 conversations and 9 figures. Right? We're starting it off. Let's go. That's not my water. Oh. Everything has been overturned. The cycle is set to repeat. Offer a piece of your soul, and you shall be a player of the chaotic, absurd stage. Sorry about the lighting. Oh shit. Oh. After combat team, after Forfo's Team A arrival at the Elmo, word had been loosening at the agreement naturally reaches members of Team Combat of Team B. Ugh. With Klukai's permission, Team B, led by Vector, successfully rendezvous with the Elmo. And just like HIDE-44, still operating as an independent entity, will utilize the Elmo as a long-term base. Of course they do. Will. Having completed some combat simulation and training, members of Team B return to the terminal. The progress bar of the monitor is 100%, and dense rows of data and statistical charts start scrolling down. Ugh. Good thing I filled up some water. Vector stares at the final combat evaluation score with a slight frown. Oh no. Who the heck are you? Okay, hello, you are short. You might be, damn, you are short. You are a short stack if I had to say something, because like, sorry, but can we look? Okay, hold on. There we go. Can we look? If you look at her design, you can tell she might be short, but she's just like short, right? Like maybe like Metchy's body type. But if you notice the band around here, underneath, you know, underneath the chest area, she has a short stack. Just saying. And her name's Wellerwood. Wellerwood? That's how you say it? You don't look very happy despite the score. Candidness is the key to effective communication among teammates. So tell me, why are you dissatisfied with the score? It's not about the score. Wellerwood didn't follow the operation plan we agreed upon beforehand. Damn! A good plan should be flexible to withstand change. As the mastermind behind the plan, I'm well aware of this. But since you find it necessary, I don't mind doing a full debrief and review. The original plan was to immobilize the enemies with a stun grenade, and after breaking through the door, Rushi and I would then lay down suppressive fire from the front, while you and Harpseed would circle around and rescue the hostages. Yes, that's about right. You are correct, and you did your part. But your unexpected action affected the whole situation. Lauren raises an eyebrow in acknowledgement. Indeed, I decided to deviate from the plan to eliminate a certain unit. Ugh, here we go, I have my glasses. I don't know why there was a chandelier in the lab, but I bet the interior designer who put it there would be glad to know that the fancy light fixture was the key to our victory. You know what, sometimes you gotta improvise. You know what, Robert, that's fair. If it's actually destroying something, fine, you got it. But, if it's for no reason, why? If there were designers on level 2, oh, that is. Has it occurred to you that actively altering the environment can put us at a disadvantage? I think you should make it clear what you're exactly getting at to avoid any misunderstanding. In other words, scattering glass area wasn't exactly conducted to subsequent actions or withdrawal. Shards of broken glass do not damage to doll frames. Yes, but they do harm the hostages. Pardon? Morbid is confused for a moment. We have no medical dolls on our team. If a hostage gets injured and infected under such circumstances, we wouldn't have been able to fully complete our mission. You seem to overlook a very important detail. Our hostages were simulated. There's the issue. Not the issue that Vector is portraying, but the issue that Morbid does not understand. These are simulated hostages. It don't matter if they're simulated. Practice makes perfect. You're right. But when we're in the real world, our standpoints would be completely reversed. If we don't desert the hostages, we would be the ones who would end up in the recycling plant. Though I suppose the pain wouldn't last long. Oh God! Her face. No matter how many points we score on level 2, we would just be T-dolls lives are ruined by video games. To be fair, that would be quite fitting for me. Wait a minute! Are you guys the video game squad? Hold up! Can I be part of Team B? Hold up, that's kind of sick. What games y'all play? Y'all can play like your iteration of League, Smite, Marvel Rivals? If you got any of those, I'm in. Come on, let's play. Also, you really should have notified us before making such a drastic move. If you look at the replay, Rushri clearly wasn't aware of your intentions, so she couldn't coordinate with you despite being right next to you. Even if we suck, we should all suck together. True words have never been spoken. If you're gonna fail in a simulation, you might as well fail together. Hell yeah. The battlefield is ever changing. Opportunities wait for no one. Surely you know that as well. You can't deny the fact that by dropping the chandelier on the enemies, greatly reduce the threat they pose as well, as the time it took to mount the rescue, thus increasing the hostages' chances of survival. Even in the real world, loitering at the scene would be more dangerous for the hostages than getting cut by shards of glass. But if the chandelier has been rigged with a bomb or grenade, things would have turned out very differently. So, what do you want me to do? Apologize for something that didn't happen, but could have happened in your pathetic delusional paranoia? Oh my god. Focus on the results, Victor, like a normal doll would. Sensing the tension in the air, Harpsy wrings her hands nervously. Ruche looks back and forth between her teammates and is just about to say something. I don't know how to emulate a knock. Knock, knock. Sorry. Leave it at that. Knock on the glass interrupts the confrontation. The dolls all look towards the sound. Commander? Oh, that's us! The door slides open with a soft whoosh. I retract my gaze from the screen in the training room and direct my attention to the Vector, who jogged up to me. What is it, Commander? Are you here to supervise our training? No, I came to talk to you. Still, isn't this score a bit low for you guys? Hey! Look at that! Even the Commander knows! Get Wilred's ass! Get on her ass! Yeah! Following my gaze, Vector glances at the data shown on the screen through the glass. Yeah, I didn't handle the problem very well. We have very different habits and ways of thinking. Adjustment process is proving a little challenging. I don't know if you noticed, but rather than adjusting to each other, that sounds more like a full-blown argument to me. You heard all of that? Just a part of it, but things were getting pretty heated. Dude, this laugh, haha, is like a me response. I hate it here. The way I see it, you do work well as a team, but maybe things may go more smoothly if you communicate in some other way. Klukai said as much. She told me to find an effective way of communicating with my teammates. But arguing is also a way of communicating, no? Maybe a bit harsh, but through an argument, we can effectively we efficiently state our own needs and deepen our understanding of each other. Besides, Woolworth's cutting remarks are also serve as a regular reminder that this position of leadership just fell out of the sky for me, and that I have yet to prove myself worthy of it. Well read. The change in the way she speaks was a bit dramatic, but I'm sure she didn't mean it that way. I do wonder what she was going through. Her tongue is much sharper than it used to be. Wait, you know Well-read? Interesting. I thought you didn't know her. I gotta remember who that was now. Goddamn. Still, beats my constant self-pity. At least, she worked on becoming more persuasive. You see, on top of reaching an understanding, you also need to reach a consensus. You must also get Well-read to trust your concern and judgment if you value cooperation. But right now, you and Well-read are still standing on your ground and trying to force each other to accept your respective views. Don't give me that look, you know I'm right. I hesitate as I gaze at Vector, who's now in deep thought. Damn, wait, you just realized you know that? Damn, that's crazy. Vector was appointed Forfo's Team B leader by Klukai. It's clear to me the biggest challenge that stands in her way of being a good team leader has nothing to do with her combat performance or battlefield awareness. The problem is his personality and style. She fully acknowledges the problem, but that's all she does. Acknowledges it, and seems perfectly content to resign herself to it. Suppose deep down, even Vector herself doesn't believe that she's up to the task. Klukai may have given her some pointers, but isn't really the type to give any encouragement. That's fair. Sorry, that may have been a bit harsh. Since you're the team leader, I'm sure you have your own way of managing your team. Right? Back to the subject. Have you seen the message that Klukai sent you? Vector pulls out a communicator immediately. There's an unread message. Metchy's training plan? What? I will be out on the mission with Klukai. And Doris and Yelka are coming with us. Metchy's frame is still under calibration, so we'll leave her behind on Yelmo for now. However, Klukai has put together a training program for Metchy because she's worried that Metchy's going to sleep the whole time we're away and completely neglect her essential data calibration. She said you never replied to the message she had sent you, but she's busy preparing for the mission, so I came to follow up on that for her. You want me to supervise Metchy's training? That's right. I believe Klukai would like Team B to bring her along with your training as well. Don't go easy on her. Not even a 4v1 or a relay fight. 4v1 would be a bit too... I included all the things to note and precautions to take here. In any case, just make sure her head isn't always attached to her pillow. Fine. I hope Metchy won't find the fight against me too underwhelming. Vector's pessimism is a bit of a headache, but since I'm set to the heart, I'll leave it till after I come back. Basically, Klukai wants you to take over as Metchy's leader while she's away. So don't hold back and be strict as you want with her, Vector. I'll do my best, but only if I can even wake Metchy and get her to attend her training. That's fair. After returning to the training room, Vector informs her teammates of the arrangement by the commander and Klukai. Oh, looks like our great team leader has switched careers and become a nanny? Vector ignores Voter, who's still hung up on the argument they were having. Let's call it a day. Submit your reports before 6. I'll read through them after I finish supervising Metchy's combat simulation for today. Yo, Harpsy! Damn, wait a minute. You kind of look like that one girl in Blue Archive. Damn. That's crazy. Harpsy speaks up a bit timidly from her corner. You sit in a corner, girl. You sit on the couch. What is it? Actually, but may I supervise Metchy's training? Huh? You're a shade? Damn, girl. Eh? You're actually volunteering for a mission, Harpsy? Hold on, wait a minute. I need this. I need to see this real quick. Damn, what the crap? Girl, this does not... No wonder why your team leader of Team B. They all look like children. No, I was going to supervise Metchy's train to begin with, as a favor for the air. Wow! Oh, so you're like, you're close. No, okay, now looking at the fit, it does look similar to the air. Okay, now I see it. You look kind of cute. And we have another girl that hasn't have ears for some reason. You know. Why? Because the EW technical module she is using to debug her data was specially developed by Tier at Klukai's request. I also participated in the development of the module. Oh gosh, he is getting... Look at her eyes, dude. Since the air has been disembarked and returned to the safe zone, he asked me to monitor operation of the module. An advanced tactical module? Sounds pretty interesting. Not really. It's all rather boring, I kinda figured. So, you know, since I'm supposed to be doing it, please, let me. I understand. However, since Klukai has assigned the mission to me, I must be present. Harpsy, you're staying with me. Harpsy's face freezes a little comically as she struggles to respond. Okay. I'm staying too. Yo? Huh? Why is also staying, Willard? I'd love to see myself that kind of advanced training Team 8 undergoes. Problem? No. Okay, she literally does not like people. Or does not, she's hella introverted. The robot's also here. It's all over. Oh my god, she's whispering. Look how small the text is. Hold on, let me pull it up. Look how small the text is between the two. Look at this. Eh? In that case, Vivi, count me in as well. Vivi. Is that Vector? Wait, do you give people nicknames? I'm sure you have better things to do. I knew it. You do give her nicknames. I want to spend more time with you, Vivi. Please. Start staring Boucher's expectant eyes. Vector, Vector lets out a sigh. Suit yourself. Just make sure you submit your report by 6.
当然の結果ですね。残念ですが、あなたはここまでです。
Metchy feels a little shove on her arm. Her auditory module, which has been inactive while in sleep mode, activates instantly. Wake up. That doesn't sound like Klukai. The shove also felt a lot less violent than usual. In that case, I'll just... If you don't get up this instance, I'll confiscate all the manga on the floor here. Hey, yo! Now I can wake her up. Huh? No, no, no! That's an out of print collectible edition of Doll Family. It's signed by the manga artist. Super expensive. Wait, what? You got a signed collectible edition of a manga with the artist itself? That's sick. Metchy performs a spectacular kippa from the beanbag sofa and relaxes visibly when she sees who it is. Oh, it's you, Vector. Here, I invite you to praise this beanbag sofa together with me. I spent a fortune on it. It's much comfier than the couch in the lounge. You see, the moment you lie down and she's asleep. God damn it, girl. As much as I want to join you, this isn't the time. Metchy is utterly deaf to what Vector is saying, as if she just flipped a switch. I really didn't want to come to this, but according to the guy that Klukai has left behind, this would be the most effective thing to do. With a helpless sigh, Vector grasps Metchy by the arms, lifts her up, and shakes her back and forth with a great force. Ah! Hold on! Something will come loose at this rate! Alright, I'm getting up. What the heck? You're starting to act more and more like Klukai. What happened? Are we supposed to be best friends at the Beanbag Club? Are you guys actually best friends? That'd be sick. You have 7 hours to complete today's combat simulation training. If you don't complete it in time, Klukai will be notified that your training is behind schedule. It's fine. Klukai isn't even here. Sure, even the training conference would be postponed. Hang on. How do you know about my training program? Klukai asked the commander to task me with supervising your training before she left. Even though I don't really think someone like me is in a position to supervise others. Oh, come on! She actually recruited a snitch? She even kicked up such a big fuss and got the commander involved? Wait, don't tell me she's also giving you the switch that determines my fate. What switch? Oh, nothing. Come now, Vector. Don't take everything so seriously. Remember the first tenet of the Beanbag Club? Never do anything that can be put off until the last minute. Girl, that was you. Shut up. 7 hours is a really long time, you see. I don't remember joining any club. Get up. Klukai didn't mention it in her message, but I'm guessing I'll be held responsible if you don't complete your training in time. Seeing that she can't weasel her way out of this, Metchy slides off her beanbag and sofa reluctantly. Trying to guilt trip me now. Damn it, Klukai is becoming more and more like Liva. Oh, Metchy, morning. Isn't it almost afternoon? You guys are on Team A, sure are laid back. No, just her. Metchy looks around the training room wordlessly and turns towards Vector. Just so how little does Klukai trust me to have arranged such an over-the-top surveillance team for me. Maybe the two of us are the ones she doesn't trust. Whatever. Harpsy, make the preparations. Okay. Harpsy links Metchy to the control terminal. She hesitates for a moment after entering level 2, then proceeds to activate the module. Turn on the monitoring device and project her level 2 onto the screen. Do we need to be that thorough? I believe supervising. Klukai meant watching her every single move like a hawk. What's the matter with you today, Harpsy? Why do you seem so tense? Huh? Do I? Oh god. Look, Vivi! The image on the screen looks a bit strange. Prompted by Richet's exclamation, Vector looks towards the screen. It is not showing the scene of the combat simulation. In the center of the black screen, an hourglass icon keeps rotating and Line's text starts emerging. Constructing world framework. Formulating achievable objectives. Sowing tiny seeds of malice. A happy ending. What is this? Just then, a new image appears on the screen. The city, viewed from a bird's eye view, is deserted, appears desolated, dilapidated. The image lurches, then starts diving downward. A black spot on the ground grows even larger. As the camera dives, new text appears on the screen again. The once prosperous, beautiful city fell into decline under the ravages of invaders. As a guardian, it is your unavoidable duty to eliminate them. You young one, go and create a legend. Wait a minute! If Harpsy was nervous, don't tell me! These subtle titles disappear. As the camera approaches the ground, it gradually becomes clear that the black spot is in fact a doll armed with a gun. She is facing a horde of enemies that are ready to attack. Oh, that's Metchy! I hope She did not do what she did. It's not a bad idea to gamify training. Well done, Harpsy. Oh my goodness. Metchy, what's going on? Uh-oh, it's starting. Let's talk after this game. After making quick work of the enemies, Metchy holds up a big V sign. At the same time, the words level up pop over her head. Harpsy, get here in comms. Right. On screen, Metchy jumps as she started autobusing, then turns around and leads closer. Wow, so the monitoring device looks like a flying camera on level 2. It's even equipped with comms. Disguised as a familiar that follows a girl around. This tasteful yet classic trope. Looks like you've been reading the manga I gave you, Harpsy. So I'm guessing I'll have to enter a contract soon about it. Harpsy. What? What's this all about? Under Vector's invasive gaze, Harpsy finally stops wringing her hand and starts fiddling with the edge of her coat instead. It's a plugin that introduces video game mechanics into combat simulations. The plot is generated by an advanced AI. Makes training more fun and interesting. I don't think we would find anything fun and interesting once Klukai finds about this. I know you're spending a lot of time on forums for the game devs lately, but this mod wasn't your idea, was it? Oh, it's my idea. I asked Harpsy to whip this up. Don't you find the training these days really dull? I can't get fired up. But is it really a good idea to turn combat sims into games? I actually done my research, you know. The concept of gamification has been introduced to many jobs and business activities these days. Experimental results show that it significantly improves employees' enthusiasm and productivity. For sakes of force training efficiency, I don't mind volunteering as a lab rat to test this out. What's your proposal? Huh? The investigation report analysis. It's one thing you didn't tell me, but you actually put it in practice before clearing it with Klukai. Well, if I told that tyrant right from the start, my ingenious plan would have been nipped in the bud. But training shouldn't be a game. Vivi and I played video games about warfare before, but can't really be applied to training. Since it's for training, I'm sure Harpsy has considered the issue of applicability. To lump her with a certain dork on Team A, who has only ever think about Slack game playing has done her disservice. Hey, I can still hear you. It's not questioning Harpsy's ability, Harpsy or Metchy's abilities. The issue is here is that you shouldn't kept us in the dark about this. Anything could happen in such an unstable operating environment. You are indeed very perceptive of potential dangers in situations, but don't forget, this is just a game plugin. Dolls don't take damage in virtual space. Why don't you give your worst case scenario algorithm a break? Oh my god, they're fighting again. Harpsy gradually starts to regain her composure and peers at Vector woefully. Wolvert's face appears calm, but her eyes flicker with emotion. You see, on top of reaching understanding, you also need a consensus. You must also get Wolvert to trust your concern and judgment if you value cooperation. But right now, both you and Wolvert are standing your ground, trying to force each other to accept your respective views. To reach a consensus. Maybe I should yield a little? Come on now. Let's not argue. I'll tell Klukai about this later. She'll probably tell me off, but no biggie. If I don't start playing training, I'll get demerit for falling behind schedule. In the end, Victor's let out a soft sigh. Fine, carry on with your training. I doubt we'll be able to contact Klukai Commander anytime soon. Alright! But I'm also taking part. Hee? Huh? Well, I don't mind. You gave me such an earful, but just want to play as well, huh? No, I just probably you would run into problems that you can't solve. Also, if I don't experience it myself, I won't be able to report Klukai on its implementation. Oh, how very serious and responsible of you. Harpsy, log me into. Oh, okay. I'll change it to 2-player mode. Wait, there's a 2-player mode? That's crazy.
やっと終わった。帰ったら一日寝てもいい？
Separately. Overgrown weeds and cracked soil beneath Vector's feet stretch all the way to the high levels surrounding the city in the distance. Using her watch-like operating device on her wrist, Vector opens the area map. On the map, red cursors representing her and Metchy are drawing closer together. Vector, over here! Your wing carries Metchy's hauler. Vector studies her surroundings. Her attention is immediately drawn to a red telephone booth not far from her. She then catches sight of Metchy, who is bouncing up and down right next to the phone booth, waving her arms around. Her hair is frizzly and messy, like a bunch of weeds. Vector the Brave, are you ready to set upon this adventure with me? I hate it here. I think I am? No, you're not. But that's alright. Metchy the Great Prophet will guide your way. Come inside. Metchy points at the red phone booth. What's this? You'll find out when you get in. Vector ushered into the phone booth, which looks decidedly out of place with the surroundings. Then, at Metchy's instances, picks up the receiver and puts it against her ear. After a soft click, a mechanical female voice comes from the other end of the line. Saving game. Do not disconnect. Saved! You are fully restored. Vector hangs up and exits the phone booth, realizes her HP bar is full again. So it's a save point. Save points are super important. You only level up and restore HP at save points. Whoa, how can you jump 3 levels in an instant? Your level's higher than me, the Great Prophet. I killed several ELIDs on the way. So I get more XP from farming ELID mobs. Shouldn't be the case. Are you really Metchy? Of course I am. Why do you ask? Your energetic demeanor and genuine effort in problem solving encourage him with my neural records. I told you as much. Gaming can boost enthusiasm. If you were enthusiastic in real life, Klukai wouldn't have. The sound of a bullet slicing through the air. Sniper, 11 o'clock! 2 dolls dive to the side of the road. Next second, a bullet hole appears at a spot where they were just standing. Vector proudly draws her SMG and aims it to the source of the shot, but she freezes at the sight of their attacker. The doll standing at the slope not far away, or its corkscrew twin tails that are most familiar to Vector. Relax, that was just a greeting. But her attitude is utterly familiar. Huh? Riche? Why is she also in the game? That's not Riche. What? Who are you? Ruin that crystal lies just ahead. It's not a place meant for morons like you. I've seen too many who risk everything trying to make a fortune, but ending up paying with their lives. Riche, bearing the name tag number 90 above her head, continues her monologue as if she hasn't heard Vector's question at all. You're right. Riche doesn't talk like Klukai. What? You don't know about Ruina Crystallis? You're technology converting collapsed crystals into the crystal energy has won the city worldwide renown. Just how ignorant are you? Collapsed crystal. Crystal energy? Crystal energy has made Runa Crystallis the most prosperous and affluent city in the world. Best place for us crystal hunters to find jobs. Fortunately, the largest material crystal pipe in there exploded, and radiation it released leads to the creation of countless invaders. All because of the wanton destruction that caused the ruins Crystallis in this starry state. Richet's tone and gestures become increasingly impassioned, almost as if the spotlight is shining on her as she soliloquizes. But even as a set of ruins, the remaining collapsed crystals in Runa Crystallis still attract countless fools who dream of getting rich overnight. Sorry. If you are just headless flies driven by greed, I advise you to turn around and scram as fast as you can. What the hell is she on about? Huh? You're not headless flies, you say? Then who on earth are you? After Rishi throws his Jesus like someone who pushed the pause button on her, she just stares at them, unmovingly. Two lines appear in text in front of her out of thin air. A. We're not headless flies. B. Guardians who have come to save the city. She seems to be automatically filtering what we say. The two lines are responses? Oh, maybe? What? Maybe we're in a cutscene. These two lines are choices that we set up as different plot branches? In the end, no. Number 90 must be an NPC? NPC. Metchy, have you encountered this when you used your plugin previously? Nope. Plots were all really simple. It's either slaying a dragon to save a princess or collecting little beasts as pets. Aha! Why don't we just ask Harpsy, the creator of the plugin? Harpsy, what's going on here? But the surveillance camera simply flutters around them, giving no response. Strange. Comms line is disconnected? Huh? Then let's just randomly pick an answer. Metchy reads the two lines quickly. Let's not beat around the bush and state our identity. We are guardians who came to save this city. Wow, that sounded pretty badass. Shay comes to life again after receiving a new input. Guardians. Could weaklings like you be guardians? Since you're guardians, I have no reason to stop you. No, I seriously question your ability to save Ruin Crystallis. How dare you question us? To prevent from humiliating death, I have some information to share with you. Invaders will regenerate infinitely in the radiation and only can be eradicated by using a secret weapon that can cleanse the radiation. The secret weapon is a research institute in the northwest of corner of Ruinous Crystallis. I've guided many people there, but none have returned. If you're sure about this, follow this road and head north. There's a border terminal, which is the only entrance to this sealed city. And here are some supplies for you. Oh. Zone map, outskirts of Ruina, obtained. 36 more ammo, and a main storyline update. Head to the Research Institute in the city. As a medical female voice speaks again, dolls feel a soft vibration on the wrist. Now go, and complete your mission. Stop taking up space here. With that, Rishi freezes again. Almost at the same time, a frightened voice shrieks from the surveillance camera. Vivi, that wasn't me! I would never call you a fool or a moron! Delete that from your neural logs! Oh my goodness. I should find your assessment quite pertinent. Vivi! Wait, who was speaking? Was it Rishi or... Don't worry, even I could tell that wasn't you. Get Harpsy on the line. Okay. But you probably should delete that. Harpsy, here you go. Harpsy now speaks from the camera. Hold on. Sorry for the quiet noises. That was louder. Vector. Why did the comm lines get disconnected just now? It didn't. To enhance gaming immersion, voice input is automatically disabled when entering cutscene. A cutscene. So number 90 really is an NPC. Yes. The creative AI I implanted into plugin can only write very simple things in the early stages. After a period of time, it will learn and upgrade itself by reading subjects' neurologs. Maybe this is why Metchy had never encountered any NPCs before? Reading the subject's neurologs. That's right. Due to a lack of R&D funding, some of the settings as well as the NPC models or appearances are randomly extracted and recreated from the dolls that have taken part in the past combat simulations and the neurologs. So, that wasn't really Riche, but merely a character with Riche's appearance data. Personality is based on the plot generated by the AI. A carbon copy in terms of physical appearance, but completely different personality? Oh! Oh boy, that's interesting. I'm really getting excited about what's gonna happen. Does this city exist in reality? No. AI grabbed some info from glass crystals and made up the rest. Perhaps to ease Vector's concern, Harpsy adds cautiously. Don't worry, it's just all for internal use. None of it is uploaded to the network. Our data is totally safe. Understood. She nods. I have no more questions. Let's go, Metchy. Now that we have the new map, we should continue to explore. Oh, you seem to be more fired up than me, Vector. See? Gamification does work. Perhaps, but being more fired up than you isn't something that warrants much praise. Following number 90's instructions, the two dolls entered the border terminal without a hassle. The deserted building appears spacious and empty. Gloom of the unknown lies beyond its turnstile. Wow. Almost like a passage that leads to a kind of alternate dimension. Watch your step. What? Metchy dodges aside out of reflex. She looks back, and she realizes it's a broken limb of the EID. Huh. Now that I took a good look at it, the whole place is littered with EID remains. I have a bad feeling about this. Once we go through this passage, we should be in the city. Vector peers at Metchy's health bar. By the way, I'm meaning to ask you. What? What's that grayish white thing underneath our health bar? It goes down periodically. Oh, that's... All of a sudden, a piercing howl interrupts the conversation. Vector's eyes flashes as she darts at a glance. Duck! Enemy attack! Enemy attack! Oh. We're facing an unknown number of enemy units. Let's keep our distance for now. These footsteps. Sounds like there's quite a few enemies. Let's just handle them to the best of our abilities. Okay, I'll take this side. The last EID is shot through the head and topples to the ground. Even while it's lunging forward, standing in front of it is Vector, who didn't manage to raise our gun in time. Her fingers still remain on the trigger. That was close. You okay? Vector straightens up. She curls her fingers and uncurls them again tentatively. Whew, sorry. I was unable to move due to some kind of force. I seem to be okay now? Oh, that's because your stamina bar was down to 0. Stamina bar? You know the grayish white thing you were just asking me about? Any big movement like jumping, rolling, consumes stamina. If your stamina bar is empty, you won't be able to move, and we'll have to wait for your stamina to recover. To do that, Metchy the province suggests you move and kite your enemies while recovering your stamina. Don't make any big movements unless you absolutely have to. I see. How do you define big movements? Any movements other than walking, I figured. That doesn't seem very reasonable. What are you talking about? This is the essence of this kind of game. Stamina management is the key that set noobs and pros apart. You still have much to learn, newbie Vector. But in reality, unless there's some kind of malfunction, all they'll experience such interruptions to their power supply before their battery runs out. I can't think of any real benefit with this mechanism in brings to actual combat in real life. Well, yeah, you lost. Metchy seems to be devoting a lot of computational power to pondering this question. Ralph burrows deeply. It can reduce unnecessary maneuvers, conserve energy and power? Seeing at the end of the day, energy and power aren't infinite. I personally disagree, but I will not note this down and let Klukai and the commander be a judge of that. We're having so much fun here. Why do you have to keep bringing up the bad ending that awaits me? As they converse, they step up over the remains of the EID and head towards the turnstile. Neither of them notices its almost imperceptible twitch.
作戦終了。帰ろっか。
I like how she's messed up to this. Look at her face, she's like, what? It's adorable, honestly. With a soft click, Vector and Metchy exit the phone booth. Before them lie the familiar weeds and cracked earth. Damn, they're outside again? The bloody text, you died, remains hauntingly fresh in the memory. Wait! they died! Wait, why are we here again? You return to the last save point only when you die. So clearly, we just died. How? I have no idea. I was talking to you, so I didn't see anything, but something probably ambushed us from behind. Instead, the camera pipes up with while circling around them. Vivi, I saw it! It was the EID that I shot down. It was feigning death. It was the only one who attacked you from behind. EID? It feigned death? Even had. I should have known there would be such a sneaky ass move in this kind of game. Yep. Hang on, am I being ignorant here? Have you seen an EID that knows how to feign death? I haven't. But that doesn't really rule out the possibility. When it matters life and death, even the poor EIDs have to pick up some cunning tricks. If that's true, then all commissions that involve EIDs would double in price. This time, it's Relevant who speaks through the camera. Oh no. Vector, isn't this one of those extreme unlikelihoods that you're so obsessed with? This shouldn't be far-fetched according to your logic. Oh my god. The derision of Welred's tone does not escape Vector, but makes no rebuke. Instead, pulls up from the game interface. We are missing a certain amount of ammo and 531 XP. Is this a system error? Oh, nah, it's probably the penalty for dying. Penalty for dying? Just like we get drops for killing enemies, if we die, we also lose supplies and XP. You guys made a Souls game as a training sim. I don't play them, but I know that's a mechanic. But these supplies are also retrievable at the location of our death. Wouldn't that they be seized by the enemies? Huh? That would be way too infuriating, no? These players had hard-earned supplies. If any game implements that, it'll flop really hard as soon as it launches. Though it may be an interesting gimmick. Feel like the game is dragging us around by the nose. Yeah, I totally get what you mean. Sometimes when you can't just beat the game and you're so angry you just want to quit, you think to yourself, "Oh, I should at least pick up the loot before quitting." Then once you've done that, you'll think, "Since I'm here, why don't I give it another go? Maybe I'll beat it this time." Then before you know, a whole night has passed. So the game is exploiting the player's fear of loss and competitive nature to keep them addictive. Let's go and retrieve our loot and make our way to Ruina Crystallis. Metchy and Vector start rummaging through the pile of EID scattered all around for supplies. They search EID corpses, disintegrate and fade away. 63 more ammo, 10 healing potions, and a crystal bracelet. Nice! As well as an urban area of the city and a unlocked new zone area. Hey! Cheap bracelet made from inferior crystal fragments. Judging by the description, it seems pretty useless. If it's useless, it's probably an item that's related to the plot. You can't go wrong by keeping it with us. Say, this has been quite profitable. With all the XP, we can level up twice in a row. But we're constantly at risk of losing the XP before we find the next save point. You'd be wise to not treat them as yours yet, so that you won't feel sorry if you do lose them. If we lose them, we can always get them back. It's just a bit of a pain. You can always start again in games. You can always start again. Does that mean you don't always give it your all? Exactly. Oh no. I always put in the effort. Vector stares at Metchy with a look of disbelief. Then all of a sudden, another thought seems struck her. If we die again while in the process of retrieving our loot, will we still be able to recover the things we were trying to retrieve? I haven't really come across that situation, but speaking from gaming experience, probably not. Harvesty, is that right? The camera hovering in midair bobs up and down twice. That is indeed the case. I based it on a game with similar mechanics. Basically, you can only recover things that you last dropped. Damn! So you play Dark Souls? That's crazy. So your inventory is empty to begin with. You won't be able to recover anything. In other words, players are very likely to end up with nothing at all. Huh? Yeah, if you're not careful, then that's true. An extremely limited amount of save points, save-based recovery, and enemy setting and drop penalties. As so far, I find the design and features of this game beyond the scope of training a little too harsh and cumbersome. Huh? I was trying to match the level of difficulty to the module. Also, Metchy said these were all standard setups for games. Standard setups for games. I assume that you at least consider how to incorporate training into the game, but from what I can see, you have simply shoehorned it into the framework without much thought. That's where you're wrong. Suffering is the essence of a sword mechanism. Only through trial of hardship does the fruit of victory taste sweeter. I don't have a module installed for ingesting food, thank you. So what else do I not know about the essence of this kind of mechanism? You're missing the point, Vector. You've been approaching this with a negative bias and reluctance from the get-go. It's only natural that you struggle to experience the fun that I'm trying to explain. You got to relax. I think you also completely failed to comprehend my concerns. I totally understand them, but since we're here, we should just chill and enjoy the game. Vector's brow furrows and lets out a heavy sigh. Never mind. At least in terms of combat, both the breakout in the beginning and the ambush were through match the settings of the module. There are some things that didn't make such sense in other aspects, but they're not impossibly far-fetched. Wow, sounds like you planned some impossible far-fetched games. I just find it bizarre that these games demand dolls to behave in the ways of human physiology habits. Can you explain it in a more understandable way? Basically, back when we were still in Griffin, Riche and I took part in a gaming tournament for some monetary reward. The event was quite heavily promoted. I wonder if you remember. Gaming tournament. That does ring a bell. Apart from dying in combat, players in the game could also die from hunger and hypothermia. That wouldn't be so strange for humans, but we are dolls, so we tend to overlook such problems. If these plugins also incorporate the same mechanism that makes it possible for us to die in the lack of sustenance or low temperatures, then it will make it even more difficult us to beat the game. Hold on. Don't tell me you're talking about the... Great job, guys. What? You didn't participate? Nope. I remember. Their doll player died to freeze. I think she went under Pink Nian Nian Punch? What a tasteful name. Right, we better get going. The EIDs here will respawn. You're right. Let me check which way we should go. After scrutinizing the map for a while, Vector plots out a serpentine route. Looks like we'll be staying some time on the road. The research institute and the portal terminal are on two diagonally opposite ends of the city. Oh, that's really far. How long will it take for us to get there? Running across the map is such a chore. Can we just travel along a straight line here? Metchy points a straight passage leading to the northwest area marked on the dotted line of the map. Mouth of the passage is right ahead of them. Underground transportation hub. Are you sure? Anything underground always seems particularly ominous. The various training is demonstrating in dangerous places. We're not tourists. What's the point in spending so much time on the road? You're right. It's more important to complete the training. Damn.
作戦終了。帰ろっか。
Misery Maker. Vector and Metchy feel their way forward in the gloom of the transportation hub. If we die again, let's not go underground again. According to the map, this is the fastest route to the research institute. The route above ground is too endearing. But at least think we're less likely to get surrounded and brutally killed by the enemies in the dark just like now, don't you think? I didn't know our night vision was disabled. Our most recent death cost 1,000, 1,500 XP, 110 ammo, and 25 healing potions. All our effort, down the drain, just like that. Don't just assume we're definitely gonna die. We're going through this part before, so we can counterattack the following enemy sequences of attack, right? Then have you memorize the enemy's sequence of attack? Well, 2 come from the straight ahead, 3 on the left, and 1 from behind. Wrong. 2 enemies from behind. One grabbed you, crawled up to us on the ground, while the other attacked me hanging from the ceiling. Vector feels the doll behind her shiver. Yeah, that sounded like something right out of a horror game. But since you memorized it, you should be fine, no? There's no telling if we'll encounter more enemies after that. You're right. Games like this love kicking you when you're down. Seriously, this AI has gotten some sadism of certain game devs down pat. Sadism? Going about your logic, I think would also be the so-called essence of these games. It's only essence after you beat the game. But before that, it's called dead sadism. This is exhausting. Feels like I've reached the point where I just quit the game and go to sleep. But this is your training. Oh. Vector ignores the reluctance in Metchy's voice and continues onward. As darkness hampers her vision, her auditory module becomes exceptionally sensitive. In this cavernous underground transportation hub, even the softest rustle sounds incredibly loud. Vector suddenly comes to a halt, causing Metchy to crash into her back. Ah, that hurt! Why the heck you stop all of a sudden? Shh! Stay quiet and crank your auditory module sensitivity. Why are you all being secretive? Metchy rubs her forehead and does as instructed. A buzzing noise like a flapping of bee wings grows closer and clearer from ahead. Is it coming from here? Vector places her hand on the wall next to her and feels her way down inch by inch. What? There's a vent here. The sound's coming from inside. Metchy, back up a bit. Huh? Okay. After there bursts a gunshot, something plate-like falls to the ground with a clank. The opening should be wide enough. Wait, you're going in there? I want to see what is making that sound. The sound is too rhythmic. Seems suspicious. To prevent us encountering anything unexpected again while we're on the way to recover supplies we lost, we must eliminate all unfavorable conditions in advance. You have a point. It could be a hidden stage or something. Then make it quick. I'll wait here for you. Metchy lets out a massive yawn. God damn it, Metchy. She seems to have grown tired of being energetic. Have you forgotten who's supposed to complete her training here? I haven't. But if we wipe in there, all our purposely worldly possessions will get swallowed by the system again. That's why I told you to not think of them as yours. If we we'll just start again. We can start again however many times we like. This is a game, right? Wow, I can scarcely believe Vector actually said something so reckless. I'm just doing my best to comprehend your idea of fun. After turning a few bends along the ventilation duct, Doolall's visions become clearer as our eyes capture a bit of light. At last, they reach the end of the ventilation duct. Vector dislodges the metal plate by force, and light floods their vision. Metal buckets and storages are scattered all around this space, which is neither big nor small. Several switches are mounted on the wall, and several generators are locked behind the metal fence on the other side of the passage. This is a generator room? But these generators aren't running, so where's the power going from? What's that mechanical sound? Could it be that? Vector looks toward Metchy, where Metchy is pointing, and sees an electrical cable traveling down the wall across the passage. The cables connect to the glass container device. Sparkling crystals suspended in the glass container slowly rotating while emitting a rhythmic buzz. That's... Just as they make approaching, this time a glass container crashing to the ground suddenly comes from behind them. Quickly dart behind a pillar and raise their weapons. The person who has suddenly appeared behind them is currently grabbing at her own face with both hands, looking utterly terrified. Wait, she has it? Oh no. Ah! I've been spotted! Is that Harvsey? It is Harvsey. The hovering cow rolls in the air as if in protest. Makes no sound. Spotted lab rats will be eaten. What should I do? What should I do? The NPC TMP appears to be in static extreme panic. She keeps pacing around the pillar in the passage manically. Then all of a sudden, she stops. I need to calm down. Calm down and think. Alright, I have to find the anywhere door. If I find the anywhere door, I'll be able to leave. She looks around. Her face lights up in glee as she gazes upon one of the storage boxes. Found it! TMP steps into the box and closes the lid above her head in one fluid movement. Vector strides forward and flings the lid open. A scream that sounds like a groundhog immediately comes from within the box. Ah! I got found again. I'm going to get eaten! Ugh. So loud. My auditory module. Vector, do something. As the scream persists in the background, two choices appear once again before the two dolls. Close the box, let her calm down, or B, use this crystal bracelet. So this is where you can use it. Vector taps the crystal bracelet on her watch, confirms that she would like to hand it over to Harpsy, who bears the name TMP above her head. I'm getting eaten! I'm getting... Oh, that's... The bracelet icon in TMP's hand materializes into an actual bracelet. At the sight of the bracelet, the girl's panic is immediately replaced by joy. You're okay, Oliver. You're the very picture of health. I'm so glad you didn't get eaten by the monsters. Now, we can get out of here. Make sure you hold onto my arm and don't let go. TMP puts on the bracelet on her wrist fastidiously. Then she gives the two dolls a solemn bow. Thank you. Thank you so much for being Oliver. Sorry for mistaking you for scary monsters. Oliver was all I had before I becoming a lab rat. We love going on treasure hunts in the city. Oliver said we were just picking up trash, but I've often found treasure. Sounds like scavengers. But what's the deal with this lab rat business? Then one day, someone told us that he could offer us unlimited food and a safe place to live. But in exchange, we must do him a small favor. By trying out some colorful candy and drinks. We agreed, so that person let us stay in the cage for lots of lab rats like us. They were all covered in sparkly crystals. So pretty. Oh yeah, that's it. Wow, thank goodness it didn't break. The jar is surprisingly sturdy. TMP picks up the glass container with the crystal lying by her feet. Lifts it up for them to see. He said this crystal is super useful. It generates heat and power and can do anything. When I left the cage, I took some with me. As a gesture of gratitude, I'll give you this to you. You can also take all these. The watch pings with notifications. 3 collapsed crystals, 3 crystal powered flashlight, as well as a broken pocket watch. This is all the treasure I have on me. Oliver and I will be resting here for a bit. Until next time, kind strangers. After delivering your lights in our rapid fire mode, TMP falls silent. Wow. She came, monologued, and scrammed. What a perfect NPC. Utterly no nonsense. Whatever the case, Vector waggles her flashlight in her hand. Shows that we can hand in plot-related items to NPCs in exchange for items that can help us along the way. The broken pocket watch probably also has its use, but there's no guarantee you will run into the right NPC. Don't overthink it. We'll encounter them when the time is right. At least we have a light source now. We won't easily ambushed by ELADs that jump us from the shadows like before. But we won't necessarily beat them even if we can't see. One at a time, I suppose. Now let's get out and get our stuff. Now let's get our stuff and continue on to the city. With the help of the flashlight, the two dolls promptly dispatch from the invaders in the transportation hub and recover their loot. Watching her XP bar slowly grow, Metchy lets out a long exhale. I'm kinda in the mood again. Something's not right. Huh? I recovered less than 2/3 of my previous XP. I saw fewer supplies left than before. What about you? I don't really see much of a difference. On top of the loot, I have a feeling that something important is missing. Something important? It's all simulated data here, so you shouldn't lose anything. If you lost anything for the neurologs, your neuro module would also flag it. That's true. But I'm absolutely certain that this isn't all the loot. Could it be a bug? Bugs are pretty common in games. Just ask RFC for a patch update. RFC, can you please take a look? Sure thing. Leave it to me. While you're at it, check the surveillance connection. Your voice is also getting fuzzy. Okay. When they finally emerge from the underground transport hub, the sunlight is strong that Metchy has to squint her eyes. Ugh, we're falling out of a dark and miserable place. So this is the city proper Aruna Crystallis. Seem all different from satellite cities we visited before. It was taken from our neurologs after all. There are differences, but there are differences. Look over there. They're colorful glass pipes of varying thickness and lengths as far as the eye can see. Some of them lie under or overturned floor tiles, some poking out of broken walls, others completely exposed outside. Most of them cracked and broken, like icicles piercing the city. I wonder what these colorful glass pipes are for. This must be the crystal pipe explosion or whatnot the NPC Riche mentioned. Crystal pipe. Riche. While Vector is still in deep thought, a mellow voice speaks up from behind. G36K KSK. Those are crystal pipes. They're from transmitting crystal energy. And Doris? And Doris appeared behind them at some point, claps her hand and blinks. Lips curl into a prim smile. Ever since people discovered how to convert collapsed crystals to their energy, the city began laying pipes made of this special material on a large scale to transmit energy to every corner of the city. The city was therefore named Ruina Crystallis, and the pipes were also named crystal pipes. Their rainbow-like crystal pipes were essentially the arteries of the city. Right? Are you crystal hunters? Crystal hunters? No. You managed to reach the city proper. You may not have been crystal hunters, but you're no ordinary people either. We're not nothing extraordinary either. We're actually guardians. Guardians? Impressive. No wonder you suffered no injuries on your journey here. Well, that's not entirely... What is it, Vector? Feeling a tug on her sleeve, Metchy looks back at Vector. Don't you think there's something strange about her? Strange? Yeah, you're right. It's like talking to Endorse in the flesh. That's not what I mean. Have you noticed our interactions with other NPCs are done through multiple choice questions? Whereas she's able to converse with us freely? Maybe it's a fluke that pre-scripted responses match the conversation? Let me try again. Metchy clears her throat. Doris. My name is J36K-KSK. Damn, she actually registered what we're saying. She's different from the previous NPCs. We better be careful. And who are you? I'm a mercenary dispatched to Ruina Crystallis to search for and rescue survivors. You're on your own? I came here with a company, but the intel we received was inaccurate. The number of invaders drawn here by the crystal energy far exceeded our expectations. Out of the whole company, I'm the only one that left. G36 frowns slightly. I'm just trying to give her as much companion position as I can, just to give some closures to their families. The two dolls fall silently as they earn her resolute gaze. Something just feels off. Have you got any ideas? Not really. Too much of a pain to think. I just want to get this over with and get some rest before Klukai gets back. Have the motivational effects of this gamification thing worn off already? Well, even a gamer girl would get bored after playing for so long. Klukai? No, nothing. You're getting your fallen paying his possessions, you say. Have you found anything yet? No. It's like trying to find a needle in the haystack. Possessions. As Vector ponders, she's learning things on the broken pocket watch. Maybe you can take a look at this. Vector taps her watch to give the broken. Taps her watch to give. She taps her. Blah. She brings out the pocket watch to give to G36. Light particles gather to form a physical object in G36 palm, an actual pocket watch. This is. She opens the pocket watch with great care. Her eyes well up with tears. This belonged to a friend. Thank you. G36 turns to open pocket watch to show Metchy and Vector what's inside. A photo is engraved on the cover. The subject with the blonde hair and green eyes glares at them with scornful eyes. It's Wellerin. Vector's eyes, the hovering camera with some trepidation. It's for the plot. I hope she doesn't mind too much. Thank you. This is probably the only thing I will be able to find. I don't have anything to give you in return for the favor. Huh? Nothing at all. I thought we'd get some new skill or some amazing items. Like revival armor or something like that. I'm very sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any armors of revival. If I could join and lend you my strength. Support J36 has joined the group. Holy crap! This could happen? I suppose support character is an NPC that assists players in combat. Bingo! 10 points to Vector. Fabulous! Now someone will fight in my stead. Though I wonder if this endurance also crashes very easily. You shouldn't rely on too much whether she prone to crashes out or not. You got to complete the training on your own merit. Don't worry, support NPCs are only there to balance out the game difficulty. Vector appears at the smiling J36, then Metchy, who's looking at it with excitement and frowns. She tries to suppress a sense of disquiet she's feeling and looks down to the consultant map. Still some distance from the research institute. I hope nothing will go wrong. Fingers crossed, girl.
作戦終了。帰ろっか。
Oh shit, it's cutscene. While Harpsy is focused on checking the codes on the terminal, Rabbit and Rishi are watching the surveillance feed from level 2 on the monitor. At a sign of her own portrait of the deceased, Rabbit crosses her arms and scoffs in distaste. Don't let it bother you. Harpsy said as much. It's all randomly generated. You see how odd I was. Don't be ridiculous. You think I'd be bothered by that foreign femme smile at me? I've actually been more curious of who's behind the design that made me exist in big data in such a disrespectful way. You're totally stamping your feet. You won't admit you're angry. Don't worry. Phoebe and the rest of us will tease you about it. Well, who's scared of being teased? All I'm saying is the random function of the plugin could use some optimization. Oh! What is it now? They got killed by the invaders again. Whoever turns around and sniggers when she sees "you died" on the screen. Our 4 players constantly hesitate out of cowardice. The other is lazy and complacent. This outcome could have been more predictable. Huh? But I think they're already working hard. No, something's wrong. Harshly muttering interrupts their conversation. A bout of frantic typing follows. Rishi and Robin exchange looks, then walks up to Harpsy. What is it? What's wrong? There's some kind of anomaly in the data. The code determines that the jobs is a bit different from what I wrote. It got overwritten. Oh, so that's why I didn't recover all the loot. But who would overwrite the code? I don't know. Harpsy input trigger pop-up windows on the screen, each bearing a large red cross that flashes continuously. Even Rishi and Wired, who know little about programming, can tell that this means Harpsy's attempt to overwrite the code has failed. I can't do it! The editing permissions have been completely locked. I can't make any changes. Who on the outside would possibly bypass my access permissions? Gear? No. To be a virus? I wasn't connected to any external network when developing and running the program. Don't let these distractions befool you, Harpsy. I think it's time for the two dolls, lost in their fantasy of playing Guardians, to wake up from their dream. Alright, I'll contact them, tell them to disconnect from level 2 right away. Harpsy clicks on the comm button on the terminal. With the arrow pop-up, it appears on the screen again. Comms are jammed? Jammed. Anything else that seems out of the ordinary? Let me see. Harpsy taps away on her keyboard. As rows upon text scroll down from the terminal screen, Harpsy knits her brows. The jobs aren't the only thing that are getting overridden. Even their neural data. Neural data? Every time they die, they lose a certain portion of their neural data. The data flow is untraceable! It could be some kind of virus. At this point, the virus will completely take over the neural modules. What? Stay calm, will you? Don't sabotage yourselves by panicking. Harpsy, can you handle this virus? I don't know. I tried to trace it, but the virus is probably capable of hiding its tracks, so I couldn't. I can't issue the command to terminate the program either. What should we do? Unfortunately, panicking won't help you trace the data flow either. Calm down, Harpsy. You're the one that created this module and plugin. No one knows it better than you. To be fair, DIR probably knows it better than me. But if we ask DIR for help, Klukai will also find out. Then Your cat ears on Harpsy heads droops probably at the thought of Klukai. I know Klukai is scary, but Vivi and Metchy's safety is more important here. I know. It's not like I don't care about their safety, I just... Seeing Harpsy is on the verge of tears, Rover bends down and rests her hands on Harpsy's shoulder. She looks directly into her eyes. If you're certain you can solve the issue on your own, then get in touch with DIR. Taking responsibility is indeed a daunting prospect, but remember, you are not alone. Rover's firm hands may have been steadied Harpsy's nerves a little. She tried to recollect herself and nods in fright. Sorry, Harpsy, I was a little beside myself, so I must blurt that out without thinking. No, you shouldn't keep hesitating. Alright, save this self-reflection for later. Now let's get moving. Velvet claps her hands. Harpsy, contact the air. Ruche, send a mission to Commander and Klukai to explain the situation. Fencing up ourselves should spare us from the worst of the storm. Okay, got it. Metchy takes in the defeated enemies all around her, expresses her heartfelt admiration. Some falling head first into the pit, others hanging onto the guardrails. Oh, such ruthless firepower, agility, and ferocity of one doll army. Have I pulled an SP version of some SSR unit? You flatter me. I'm simply performing my duty. She's even as gentle as Endurus. Isn't she too perfect? Not that there's anything wrong with the actual Endurus. Just leave them all combat to me. Wow! I've been waiting for so long. And someone finally says this to me. This is, indeed, the dependable junior that I've been long dreamed of. Not that I'm complaining about the actual Bielka and Doris. Vector looks at Metchy, who's hanging onto G36 like a rucksack, with a hint of helplessness. Are you planning to make her carry you the whole way? What's the problem? It's not like walking is part of the training. I think a chewing out by Klukai is inevitable at this point. If she sees you like this through the surveillance recording, it's just a matter of 500 shot drill turning into 800 shot drill. Quantitative changes often leads to qualitative change. She might start tormenting you by targeting your precious collection instead. Suddenly, remembering her large collection of special edition manga and merch, then she let go of G36 demurely. Klukai is away, but she still stalks me like my own shadow. Alright, let's go and retrieve our loot. Metchy and Vector walk toward the two beam of light not far away. The loot enters their respective inventories with a burst of light. Noticing the problem, the two dolls look at each other almost at the same time. I think you're right about the deducted loot. We only got back less than half of the XP and supplies. Harvsey, have you figured out what's wrong? The camera hovers smoothly next to them, makes no response. Harvsey? What's going on? We're not in the middle of cutscene right now, so why are comms being jammed? Vector, this is Harvsey, or whatever you keep talking about. Who is it? It's... Vector suddenly realizes that something's terribly wrong. It's Harvsey, Infinite Model TMP. She repeats a familiar name slowly, but Metchy stares at her even more blankly. Harvsey? Who's that? A new friend of yours? Doesn't seem like the type to make go friends with new strangers. She doesn't seem to be joking. Making jokes takes too much effort for Metchy. It's not my imagination. Huh? I'm not imagining this feeling that something's missing. You've been saying something really strange since a while ago. Metchy? Vector interrupts her. Try to disconnect from level 2. Huh? But we're not done yet. Do as I say. Try to disconnect. Sure. After trying multiple attempts, Metchy looks at Vector in confusion. I can't. What's going on? Either someone has had something happen out there, or something's wrong in here. Metchy, remember I said I had a feeling that something important was missing? I don't think I was imagining it. What did we lose? I don't think it's what we lost, but you definitely lost something. Vector tells Metchy about Harvsey. I still can't recall her. The data's lost, so that's not surprising. What matters is how to prevent it. Say, do you think it has to do with deducted loot? Like every time we die, we can recover fewer and fewer things. As a result, we lose our neural data or something like that. There's no evidence that the two phenomena are related, but it's very likely. Jeez, what kind of horrific bug is this? I don't know, but from now on, we can't treat this as a game where we have infinite lives. The more we die, the more we lose. What? Then we should stay here while we wait for the rescue? That doesn't make sense. We will certainly reduce our chances of getting hurt. But then we'll also bring all pressure on Harvsey and the others to solve the problem. Can't be helped. Jumps and comms are jammed, and we don't even know what's going on out there. Are we really just gonna sit here and wait for our turn? Then what ideas have you got? Turning into Superman. Vector laughs at a deep thought. After a while, sheds a tear away from the weeds growing out of the cracks in the concrete of the road along the roadside. Thinking, to end the game, other than breaking the connection by force from outside, beating the game here is also the solution? But wouldn't that increase our chance get increasingly risky under circumstances? I think it's better to find somewhere safe and hunker down. We have G36. Fixed with us. If this were still your regular training, I have a problem with her presence as she is basically helping you cheat. However, she can relive some of the combat pressure for us in these desperate times. Vector glances at G36, who is standing behind Metchy. Perhaps she is standing with her back toward the light, her face obscured in shadow. Her smile is very visible. Like a dutiful NPC, she remains silent through the two dolls' conversation. Besides, we still can't be certain if the data loss could caused by dying or something else. The sooner we can exit level 2, the better. These things even you don't want to forget, right? Metchy purrs her lips and tears up her hair in frustration, then lets out a sigh. Alright, meant to complete the training anyway. How you talk to me earnestly instead of yelling feels pretty unsettling. You prefer Klukai's method? Huh? No way! What made you think such dangerous thoughts? Are you sure you don't? Of course not, you can't be more wrong. Beat the game, yeah? Let's go then. I suck if Klukai deletes all the enemy that I saved over the outpost.
作戦終了。帰ろっか。
The satellite city, these streets, in their memory, were at least somewhat orderly. But here, large chunks of broken crystal pipes are scattered everywhere. Uprooted cyborg slabs reveal barren yellow sand beneath. As they walk along the view, with a view that's no different from Yellow Zone's. We'll reach the research institute once we cross this district. Wow, it looks as if Ultraman and or some monster had up for all here. We're quite close to ground zero of the artificial crystal pipe explosion, and the high concentration of crystal collapse radiation has attracted many invaders and EIDs. So this place practically got razed to the ground. In other words, this could be a lot of enemies lurking about. We can't afford to be careless. That's true. We can deal with anything unexpected better if we proceed in inverted triangle formation. I can take the rear. No, you lead the way. Metchy and I will cover the rear and flanks. Understood. G36 nods and demurely walks ahead with her weapon and held at the ready. You seem wary of her. An NPC can accurately analyze the current situation. Choose between remaining silent and talking freely with the players, and can make tactical suggestions. She's basically a full sentient doll. Are the support characters in the games you play so advanced? They could be. I don't really remember. You must let your guard down around her, or just because of her strong resemblance to Andoris. Besides, she's completely different from Andoris. Oh, tell me about it. Unlike Andoris, she's insanely strong in combat. Though, it would be much easier to tell her apart if her personality is significantly different from the real deal. Just like Rushi in number 90. I'm beginning to ask, is this Rushi my teammate? Metchy's eyes, which she can barely keep most of the time, widen in shock. Rushi, huh? You don't remember? Not only is she your teammate, but she's also your best friend. Best friend. Corkscrew, Twin Tails, always twittering by your side, and what else? I don't really know the story between you two. Vector racks her neural cloud, but she can't find any trace of the name. Her incomplete neural logs. Someone runs over the recruitment brief full of red crosses. The same person calls out to her through the thick glass while she soaked in corrosive liquid. But the face is utterly blank. Vector freezes in bewilderment. I only found some broken fragments. Metchy glances uneasily at the camera and has been following them in silence. Then awkwardly tries to comfort Vector. It's gonna be fine. Once we get out of here, we can reload our neural backup. Oh. A building ahead of them collapses all of a sudden, emitting a deafening noise. A long-haired girl emerges from the swirling dust and stumbles into this direction, followed by the invaders that are chasing her relentlessly. Help! Multiple enemies targets spotted ahead of 1 o'clock. Exact number unknown. Moving towards us at high speed. Engage in 8 seconds. Hold on, that's... Worry about that later. Prepare for battle. Alright, it's alright now. No more invaders. G36 gives the cowering girl a gentle squeeze on the shoulder. The girl, obviously very shaken, still trembling all over. Up overhead, her tag reads 416. Metchy's dead. Metchy is so dead. Metchy is so dead. She's losing our manga collection. Vector, I'm not reading this wrong. Am I? Her name is indeed 416, not you're dreaming or you've gone blind, right? You're reading it right. Metchy, it's over! Dude, it's over! It's done! They cooked! Also, I just realized, at this point, I realized the names are the girls' weapon names. Number 90, TMP, G36, 416. It's their weapon names. It's over. It is over for her. The 416 cranes her neck and starts bawling. Ah! I hate it here. Fat tears roll down her eyes, usually cold and haunting face now looks almost pitiful. It's not a big real deal, but sure is impactful. Didn't expect we run to another new NPC so close to the research institute. The two dolls walk up to 416, who suddenly jumps to her feet and grabs Metchy. Whoa! I forgot, my sister. Please save my sister, I beg you. What sister? Oh, my arm's gonna fall off. Over here, follow me. 416 lets go of Metchy and runs back in the direction she has come from. Sheesh. Personality's different, alright, but still got the same monstrous strength. Hurry, we gotta go after her. It is surprising that there's still such well-preserved houses in the city. There's even a sofa! Metchy, immediately drawn to the sofa, near the entrance, like a nail to a magnet, collapses into it. G36 follows them into the house and stands there quietly in the corner. So soft, so comfy. Doesn't feel compared to my beanbag sofa that gives the couch and the lounge a run for its money. Come, Vector, saving this hard-earned moment for the tender coziness. No, thanks. Get up, we have stuff to do. If you mean the cutscene, you handle it. I'm very sleepy. Let me. She can go sleep. She can even go to sleep, even level 2. Vector shakes her head in mild disbelief and walks up to 416, who is now by the bed in the room. She admits that the calm and quiet atmosphere in here is quite relaxing, and decides not to bother waking Metchy. Big sis, are you okay? Don't scare me. As Vector approaches the bedroom, 416 freezes, start crying piteously while holding the hand of the person lying on the bed. Happens to be Yoka? It is their weapon types! Their weapons. What the shit? The only one lying on the bed, her eyes closed, and her face pale as none other than Delka. The tag above her reads GRG28. So G28 is what we're gonna call her. 416 voice mustered. Upon hearing 416 voice, she musters her strength and opens her eyes just a crack. Big sis, you're badly injured. I tried to find some medicine in the research institute, but I ran into invaders. These people saved me. You don't talk. Excuse me, do you have any medicine with you? The water green eye turned to Vector. She suddenly understands how Metchy feels. Impactful indeed. Under 416 on the floor, Vector taps her watch and gives her a healing potion. Thank goodness. Big sis, they have medicine. I'll give you some right away. She tries to prop G28 from the bed, but she may be aggravated in wounds, as G28 coughs violently. Damn! So weird. Because I'm the eldest, so it's weird saying big sis. Big sis, are you alright? So noisy. What's going on? Metchy sits up on the sofa and rubs her eyes. She looks over at the bed. That's Yoka? She rubs her eyes again. Klukai. Is only Yoka in her arms? They're both NPCs. I know, but Klukai's bawling out while clinging to Vielka. No way. I don't care if it's not real or if it's real or not. I gotta capture this absolute masterpiece. Where's my terminal? Metchy pats herself down frantically. Then she remembers she's on level 2. She taps her watch. Oh, there's a screen cap and recording feature. 416 dresses G28's wound slightly. G28 finally directs her attention to Vector. You have my gratitude. May I know who you are? We are Guardians. Vector reads out the only option she's given. We are Guardians. Guardians, you say? Oh. so fucked up. Get me out this event, bro. Big sis, don't get so worked up. I'm fine. I'm okay. Allow me to introduce myself. 416 and I are both researchers at the National Institute Number 3 lab. I was in charge of the project to convert collapsed crystal into energy. You could say we're responsible for the pipe explosion. Sis. I always known that the crystal energy is not completely clean. Moreover, the safety of the crystal pipe is also very unstable, but yielded to the authorities. Not only we did not put a stop to the experiment on crystal energy, but we even pushed it little by little to the point of no return. Vector recalls TNP, whom they have met earlier, and draws the mental connection. Just want to fucking click my thing again. Fortunately, we have a remedy. 416 used her own funds to develop a substance that can completely purify collapsed particles. The purification solution. Purification solution. That must be the same weapon that number 90 talked about. Yeah, makes sense. I've stockpiled a certain amount of purification solution in the Institute's laboratory. We usually put the solution to the diffuser in the Institute's launch center, and we can purify the city. The problem is, the launch center was destroyed, and the automatic security system within the Institute was activated, so we can't get through. However, the ruined Chrysalis air base in the northeast corner of the city, he has a helicopter with a diffusion device installed on its tail. If you load it with the solution and fly around the city, you can complete the purification. Zone map. Airbase update. This is it. Metchy, this is how we clear the gate. A gunshot erupts from behind. Like slow motion in the scene, Vector watches as the bullet burrows onto her chest and passes through G28's forehead and leaves a blank crater on the wall. The shot NPCs seem utterly phased. Continues on a rather written script with a great emotion despite the bullet hole on her head and continuous gunfire. But Vector can no longer hear what she's saying. Turns around with great difficulty to see G36 smile with her gun raised. Metchy, who is flattening herself on the sofa in terror. Metchy, run. Vector? Orbs of light faint appear where Vector has fallen. Metchy knows that they are Vector's item drops. What is the outside world like? Show me more. Oh. G36 stretches out her hand. The light fly into the palm like a bird's upon desk. The figure immersed in light begins to transform little by little. And Doris, illuminated, is a space calm serene, but the color of her hair, thereby her ears, start fading. Her body, she also droops like melted petals. And then, it's almost as if the pair of invisible hands are gently lifting her up and resculpting her. Oh god. As the light faded, she appears before Metchy like a patchwork portrait. All the colors and characteristics of different 404 members. Not enough. Not enough at all! G36, no. Who are you exactly? I don't like this name. Sounds like a tool. I want my own name. Mark a new life. Isn't that right? Who the hell are you? That's right. Your name's Metchy. Metchy means dream. An eerie smile creeps upon the uncanny patchwork face. I was born out of your memories. Your dreams. You could call me Koshmar. Jesus Christ. I think it's what? There's a fight scene? What? Okay, looks like we're going to a cutscene. I think we're going back to the outside world. Because this is the fight. Dream Escape Squad, remotely controlling the terminal in the training room. Gear checks the code and module plug-in row by row. Harpsy nervously keeping her eyes glued to the terminal screen, not daring to relax at all. Meanwhile, Rishane Rowan keeps a close eye on the situation at level 2 at the surveillance monitor. What should we do? Vivi doesn't remember me anymore. The data loss is only temporary. When she's out and re-download neural backups, she will be the same old Vector. I know. It still hurts that Vivi is treating me like a total stranger. Tears are a sign of your incompetence. If you keep crying, you'll only put more pressure on Harvesting the air. I'm sorry. At last, movement can be heard from the terminal nearby. Alright, dear, what's the rundown? There's no virus at all. How can that be? The problem is the high intelligence creative AI that you implanted. Its deep learning ability allows it to continuously read Doll's neural data and continuously improve its own framework autonomously. It has now concluded its first cycle of self-completion. Compared to its current base code with what was originally written, isn't it a bit more complex? It does seem to be the case. That's why you can find this so-called virus. Freaking hell. Oh, the creative AI is an artificial intelligence. Dolls are also AI. You put two AIs into a single vessel. Are you trying to teach them what survival of the fittest means? It didn't occur to me. Never mind. According to my speculation, the goal of this AI is probably to seize their neural clouds and take control of their frames. If this continues, I'm afraid it'll backhack the main control system sooner or later. When that happens, not only their data will be at risk, but so will yours. So it's just a pathetic usurper. Now that we know what we're dealing with, we just have to launch an EW attack to wrestle the control back from her. And Bob's your uncle. It's not that simple. Please elaborate. This AI has already merged with Metchy's and Victor's neural clouds to a certain extent by seizing their neural data. Even if we manage to wrestle control back from her, remnants in the AI's data will stick around in their neural clouds. If you don't do a thorough job of getting rid of the AI, they'll basically be walking time bombs. Is there no other way? The air pondered in silence for a long while on the screen. There is a way, but it's incredibly risky. I can't make the decision alone. The door slides open with a whoosh, followed by a set of angry footsteps. I follow Klukai into the room, eyeing on the floorboards that she had just stomped out over with concern. Klukai, Commander, what are you? We were gone just for a few hours, and you already created a gigantic mess for us to come back into. Her eyes sweep fiercely over everyone's present before finally settling on the air on the screen. Solution, stop wasting time. Alright, here's the solution. Meanwhile, on level 2, if I respawn at this save point, invaders are outside, staring hungrily at Vector in the phone booth. She checks her inventory and slides out all the empty slots and a pitiful amount of ammo. If I get swarmed the moment I step outside, I won't be able to save even myself, let alone Metchy. On my own, I really am utterly useless. Intense gunfire erupts Vector's moping. She watches as the invaders outside were shot one by one. The area around the phone booth is cleared out in no time. Vivi, are you alright? Sorry it took so long to get here. As a girl with corkscrew twin tails throws herself at the door phone booth, scaring Vector by squishing her right against the glass. We're right on time. Good thing you lost the ability to make sound judgment. I'm glad you didn't rush out to take those invaders and let them give them a thorough beatdown. It's safe now. Come on out. With a frown, Vector opens the door and exits the phone booth. She dodges Richet's flying tackle and makes her way over to Harpsy. Harpsy wrings her hands nervously. Vector, are you okay? You seem to be the real Harpsy. How'd you get in here? Vivi. Ignoring Mia, looks like Almighty Team Leader has lost to marry more than one teammate. You're right. I can't bring up any data regarding the two of you in my neural cloud. You don't remember Wellred either? Never mind. We're here to precisely resolve this problem. Wellred looks at Harpsy, who's standing next to Vector. With a nod, Harpsy tells Vector everything in a soft murmur. So, Dia's recommendation is to defeat that AI. I take what she drops and recover the data on loss. At the same time, I must clear the game to put an end to this endless cycle of dying and respawning, correct? That's it. The arrow has already inserted permissions and will help us by using cheat codes. This stamina limit has been removed. That is way too risky. It wouldn't be such a deal if it was just me and Metchy, but now we're putting yourselves in danger too. Vivi, how can you say that? What do you mean? It wouldn't be such a big deal if it's just you and Metchy? You're over important companion and the leader of Team B. That's right. Us, without you, it wouldn't be us anymore. You... Vivi looks at Riche and finds herself speechless. I really don't have memory of what you're saying. That's okay, I'll help you recover it. I can't recall anything at that moment, but I have a feeling you must be someone I know very well. Riche freezes a moment, then she beams. Yep. Alright, enough catching up. And don't be so pessimistic. Now that not high and mighty team leaders here, we actually may have actually stand a chance. High and mighty team leader? You don't mean... Elsewhere, Metchy, who has frankly avoided Koshmar's pursuit, is cowering inside a concrete drainage pipe. You can't find me, you can't find me, you can't find... All of a sudden, a shadowy figure leans into the pipes. Metchy's so terrified her neural cloud is on the verge of shutting down. But when she makes out who it is, she lets out a sigh of relief. Oh, it's you, fake Klukai. The fake Klukai is looking at her with a wide, pitiful gaze. Unimpressed, Metchy shrinks back and waves her hand at her hand. Signs puppy. Go away, you OOC weirdo. You're gonna make me be gotten by that Frankenstein. Ugh. If only Tyrant Klukai was here, he would kill that Frankenstein easy peasy. Hey, why are you pulling me? I'm not going out there. Follow me. I know a safer place. Huh? A monstrous song hand grabs Metchy and pulls out of her pipe. Metchy is getting a bit disoriented. Are you still in the cutscene? Maybe Koshmar is just the boss, and the NPC is now taking some safe house so I can regenerate or something. It's much safer here. Before she reacts, her view is suddenly turned upside down, and she feels being thrown headfirst into a cramped space. Ow! That hurts! Well, what? What do you think? Don't you feel right at home in this trash can? Fake Klukai lifts her chin. The face a little pitiful a second ago is now full of disdain. Oh, hold on that tone. This is the OOC NPC's also getting... I'll say OOC, she's also the original character. This is getting a bit more confusing. Metchy! Yee! It's the real deal! Ah! Stay away from me. You're filthy. With a look of disgust, Klukai shoves a hand into Metchy's face to stop her incoming embrace. Love 2 is also simulated anyway. The faith isn't real. You're sullying my visual module. Such familiar, comforting mockery. Whatever you say. Now to think about it, why are you here? What about the commission? The client canceled the mission on short notice, so I came back. What else am I supposed to do? Visit Yellow Zone with the commander and enjoy the collapse storm? Or spend time with the commander? Crazy girl. I didn't expect to receive such a huge surprise while on my way back. Klukai sneers coldly, but she gulps despite having no saliva. Let me explain. I just want to explore a new way of training. I'll give you plenty of time to explain, but not now. Her tone implies that it is far from over. We gotta take care of that distasteful Frankenstein first. I'll let the chimera of an AI make your already dumb neural cloud even dumber, and give you an excuse for your future dumb shenanigans. Wait, that was a cutscene? That's crazy. I'm gonna... Is this communicator secure? Dier said he set it up on the encryption comms that the AI won't be able to tap. Should be secure. Oh, it's connected. Metchy, can you hear? If you could had called any later, I would have counted you out. See you at the save point. Put someone with a functional language module on the line. Parsing probably shoves the communicator into Vector's hand. Klukai, it's me Vector. Let's cut straight to chase. Have they brief you on the situation? Yeah, all caught up. eliminate the AI, recover our neural data, clear the game, and the cycle. It's crucial that you follow the exact order. If you clear the game first, you won't get any of your any stolen data back. I mean, she did say it in order. As soon as you obtain the purification solution so that you can clear the game right after killing the AI, thus minimizing the time between those two steps, reducing the risk of having the plan derailed. Understood. Boom. Before she can finish, the sound of building exploding and collapsing can be heard from the other end of the line. Ah! Klukai! Koshmar is coming! Why are you screaming your head off? Is your gun a prop? Koshmar? The Frankenstein gave herself the name that means nightmare. What a joke. I'm gonna turn this into her nightmare. Fierce gunfire erupts on the communicator, interwoven with piercing, anguished screams. The sound seems somewhat familiar. Ah! Don't stand there, run! How are things on your end? Frankenstein keeps coming after us. Need us to come back you up? Did you understand what I said? Vector, take Team B and get your hands on the purification solution. Metchy and I will keep Koshmar busy. Ah! Klukai! Invaders ahead! Shut up and shoot! Vector? Understood. I shall be sure to complete the mission. A three-dimensional image of the research institute building is displayed on Vector's watch. According to the topographic map, intelligence is provided by the air, the institute's security protocol has fully been activated, but more than 70% of the building is damaged, so there are plenty of poorly defended openings. The west garage, where we are right now, is one of them. Have you got an entry route? I've planned 3 routes based on the distance, time, and number of enemies we will encounter. I personally recommend C, which is going to go along the outer edge of the west corridor of this exterior zone Z, where there's a gap where the wall has been blasted. After entering zone Z from the gap, we turn right and travel 200 meters. At the time we come across any air raid passage that comes way down, we'll follow the air raid passage down to LG10. Crawling along the ventilation duct there is to the 5th window, and we will arrive at the laboratory when the solution is stored. What's your reason for choosing this route? It's relatively safe. It's a little convoluted, but the defense along the zones are the weakest. We run into security droids on a patrol near the gap leading to Zone Z, but that's it. As for patrols within the lab, the enemies are in the open while we were advantage of surprise, so they pose no threat at all. Rover plants a hand on her hip, looking at a picture of confidence. Rover? Yes. You don't have to keep reiterating the loss of your neural data. No, I'm just thinking you're capable of making detailed plans and a commanding presence. You're more the team leader than me. Huh? Please don't say that. You're great too, Vivi. There's no need to spare my feelings. I'm here stating a fact. However, you haven't considered a potential problem. Go on then. Vector points at herself. You? Vector can't help but show a hint of surprise. Since I lack sufficient info between you and Riche, it's impossible for me to assign roles and coordinate effectively based on your strengths and weaknesses. So I'd like to hand over command of this operation to you. You mean I'm to be the team leader? You're a more suitable candidate under these circumstances. Despite the data loss, Vector appears much more certain than usual. Is there a problem? Sure, this shouldn't be a challenge for you. Challenge or not, I will fulfill my responsibility. On the entry point planned by Wellred, Team B successfully reached the ventilation duct above the lab. They peer into the lab with the creaks of the vent. The room is unoccupied. Only a handful of equipment is still running and making some rickety noise. No agent in sight, no sign of the target item either. Once in there, Harpsy and Riche will search for the solution. Make sure air search areas don't overlap. Vector will keep moving and be on the lookout. Roger that. The 4 adults enter the lab through the vent. As Vector gets a better look at the layout, certain fragmented scene flashes by the quickly in her neural cloud. Phoebe, what's wrong? Boucher asked, sensing her hesitation. It seemed oddly familiar. Like I seen it familiar. Oh! You mean the simulation training we did this morning? It looks a little bit similar, but there's no hostages to be rescued this time. Simulation training. Have you also lost this part of your memory? You almost got into a big fight with Bubba because she didn't stick to the operation plan. Can you leave out the superfluous info? Bubba, who's standing nearby, suddenly coughs out loud. Have you found a solution? Guys, I think I've got it. Harvesty calls out of one end of the lab. Next to her is an open electric cabinet with glass jars filled with green liquid nearly stacked inside. Wow, that's great! Just then, the alarm starts to flare. The door is shown spread off its hinges, and a large number of security droids surge in. Enemy targets spotted. Spotted us. Find cover. The group takes cover behind a large piece of equipment. And bullets rain down like a torrential storm, slamming into the machine, which has deafening noise. Seeing a brief moment when the enemies are reloading, Warren takes over the cover with a riot shield. Are you a tank? Hold up! However, only a few shots. After a few shots, she's forced back under another hill. Fuck. Damn, enemies can actually share the game with each other. Yeah, but the enemies give her no time to finish the business. Other than Harpsy is her big decision. The other three also just fight to keep the enemies contained within the barricade. There's no end to these droids. What if I draw their fire and you guys make a run to the vent? No, that's certain death. Quite frankly, you won't be alone to stall them long enough for all of us to make it out safely. Then think of it another way. You can't do this all day. Our only choice is to clear the path of grenades and charge through the main entrance. Saw Warwick's hand is suddenly gone. It looks out, Vector has already grabbed her riot shield and charged off out of cover. What are you doing? The enemies instantly shift their aim and unleash a relentless barrage of Vector. Make for the vent! Michelle, Harpsy, get the solution out of here safely. You don't see us after more than 10 minutes? Get to the airbase on your own. Relevant grabs a discarded metal pipe from the ground and holds it up in front of it. But what about you? It's just a game. Side one's no big deal. Then she sprints towards Vector without a second thought. Why do you act without my permission? I'm the team leader here. A thunderous explosion drowns out all sounds. Several culture tanks in the lab shatter on impact, sending torrents of incubation fluid surging out, knocking out every single droid. Warred loses her footing and nearly falls, but Vector anticipated this and catches her firmly. Go! From the corner of her eye, Railroad spots Boucher and Harpsy all crawling into the vent. Without hesitation, Vector grabs Railroad's hand and pulls her towards the exit of the lab. So you actually had a plan. Sorry, I know it's risky, but it was an opportunity I had to seize. No, I should be the one to apologize. Huh? You understand what I mean that when you have your neural data back? More sporadic gunshots can be heard from behind them. Looks like your cultural fluid cannons didn't get rid of all of them, vermin.
はいはい。
じゃあ始めよっか。わかった。作戦終了。
Yes.
帰ろっか。
Oh my god, if you're wondering why I'm so excited, it's because it's already reset happens in 12 minutes for me, bro. Having successfully acquired a purification solution and withdrawn from the research, Team B is now moving toward the northeastern corner of Ruina Crystal. It's under the cover of the night sky as quickly as it can. RFC, getting contact machine Klukai? Comms channel is still online, but no one's answering. Keep the line open. Okay. Harvesty sends another comms request. Unlike before, when the requests were met with nothing but long T's dial tone, calls answered almost instantly. This is Harvesty. We're secured a purification solution and heading towards the ruined crystal of space. Purification? solution. Since the signal is unstable, the speaker space is shown on screen, but the voice belongs to neither Klukai or Metchy. I see. Huh? Wait for me, I'll be right there. Call is terminated. Harpsy looks at Vector in alarm. That was neither Klukai nor Metchy. It could only be Koshmar. Then Metchy and Klukai must be in big trouble. It's very obvious from the call that Koshmar is on the way here to do us in. Even Klukai couldn't be sure. So what chances do we? Calm down. Worst case scenario, she defeated Klukai and Metchy. But as long as we haven't cleared the game, the respawn cycle will end. Once they respawn, they'll come back to us, so don't worry about it too much. There were just 2 of them, so they can utilize the basic team formation. Their defeat was hardly unexpected. Now that we're all here, as long as we stay on our toes, Koshmar isn't entirely impossible. It's right, besides just the worst case scenario. What if things went better down what we were assuming? As in, you should actually cure your paranoia. Say, maybe you stay like this. Vector shakes her head. Whether it makes me good or not, I need to recover all memories of you. I don't want to misplace any of it. I was just joking. Don't take it seriously. You do care! Why is there such an invaluable sense of rapport between the 2 of you now? What happened between you 2? Nothing. Put a lid on your pointless curiosity. Look! Vivi, is that the helicopter that G28 mentioned? The battered helicopter sits on its small tarmac. A rectangular device is hanging from its tail. That should be it. Inspect the engine first. Make sure it fits to fly. Okay. Boucher climbs under the cockpit to inspect it. After a quick check, she hops down. Engine's in good condition and plenty of fuel. Helicopter is even how autopilot functions. Though the 2 managed to dodge the attack in time, the helicopter is now riddled with bullets in the instant. Oh my. Did I miss? I'm not gonna lie to you, Koshmar looks sexy. I'm sorry. It might just be just me. But look, dude, I like the messy hair and I'm sorry! The girl hovering mid-air lowers the gun in her hands. But the 7 guns floating around her remain trained on Vector and Boucher. How can she control so many guns all at once? Hang on. She wielding my PP-90? So the names are their gun names. What the hell? Next time, I'll take better aim. Okay? Give me all your data, please. That way, I'll be complete. Her voice is undoubtedly of that of a young girl, yet is light and airy. Upward, the chain fire. Vector stares at her for a while. Then she lets out a chuckle. Why are you laughing? No wonder Klukai called you Frankenstein. Frankenstein? Your appearance, weapons, everything about you stems from Metchy and my neural data on the 8 of us. Vector shows no fear of her weapons. She paces before Koshmar with a deliberate ease. Still hovering mid-air, Koshmar follows Vector's movements and turns her body slowly. Even if you read all the narrow data and sees our far frames, you'll never perceive as a complete doll or a new Koshmar. You're just an amalgamation of patchwork parts. You don't even actually exist, let alone have the ability to be complete. I don't exist? I will never be complete? That's right, you don't exist! Warren! All of a sudden, Vector ducks down. A sharp crack of gunfire erupts from behind Koshmar. Bullets tear through her limbs and adamant. Caught off guard, Koshmar immediately flies up to dodge the attack from behind. When she turns up and spots Wolverine and Harpsy firing from behind the helicopter, her face instantly contorts in fury. You ambushed me! Just reciprocating the courtesy you showed me to our friends. I want to have my own frame. Like the rest of you, I want to experience the outside world. I can't have my own data. All data. It's all me. Cosmar let out an anguished shriek. The floating guns around her start spinning around, firing wildly in all directions. Spread out! Mr. Chaos, stray bullets strike the purification solution that had been strapped to Rhapsody's arms, sending the glass container tumbling. The fluorescent green liquid instantly catches Cosmar's attention. The purification solution! She halts her reckless barrage and aims at her gun at the container. Oh no! Vector lunges to shield the container, but Cosmar already pulled the trigger, and the bullet shoots straight towards Vector's head. Phoebe, look out! The loud noise is followed by a dreadful silence. Vector opens her eyes. The glass container in her arms is intact, and is embedded with the dreaded "You're dead" text. Then that gunshot. Holy shit! What kind of ultimate kill stealer are you? You imagine hit an airborne bullet. Starting from tomorrow, you're adding 200 shots to your dynamic target practice. I was complimenting you. Ow! Hearing familiar voices from coming behind, Vector turns and sees Klukai landing gracefully after vaulting over the railing, alongside a stumbling Metchy. Vivi, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Victor grips the container tightly, her fingers still trembling. You're okay to get up right now. Fight isn't over yet. Oh, it's about to be. Four minutes on the clock. She's so sick! Cosmar cannot withstand a combined firepower of 6 stones. The flame guns around her are scattered one by one. At last, she can no longer hold out, and plummets from midair, hitting the ground with a brutal thud, and becomes motionless. Klukai steps forward, firing a couple rounds into her body just to be sure. After conferring no further movement, she signals the others, and one by one, emerge from the cover. Is it over? But the helicopter got shot into Swiss cheese. So what do we do now? Robert, Riche, check the status of the helicopter. If not usable, check the other aircraft. No way this helicopter is the only functional aircraft in the entire base. There's actually a distinct possibility. Ow! Why do you bung me on the forehead? Shut up already. Go with Vector and recover your neural data. Koshma will be back after she respawns. Haven't we destroyed all the nearby save points while we were on the way here? She won't get here that soon. If you don't think you can escape your punishment in reality, you're being delusional. Any more procrastination will only double the punishment. Then she pouts and shoves us closer to the Koshmar. Strange. Why can't I recover? Whoa! Koshmar, who's been lying motionless on the ground, suddenly lifts her head. Metchy yelps and jumps back in fright. But Koshmar ignores Metchy entirely. Instead, turns to the pole towards Vector, who is holding the purification solution. Her movement swift and with her intent crystal clear. Riche and Warwick, who has been inspecting the helicopter nearby, are drawn to commotion by Metchy's startled cry. Klukai and Vector are the first to react. Without hesitation, they draw their guns and open fire on Koshmar. A fresh bullet hole completely severs Koshmar's already dangled arm, and she didn't flinch, which her still functional right hand brushes against a shadowy decorative mark on the side of the right thigh. Electronical currents crackle around her. Then, with a flash of white light illuminates from the darkness, the shadow solidifies into the drawn blade. Without slowing, she lunges Vector with the weapon. Not fair, not fair, not fair! If I'm stuck here, you're not leaving either! Crap! There's no time to dodge. The raised blade gleams coldly under the moonlight. A small figure behind suddenly barrels into Koshmar from the side, knocking away from Vector. Vector immediately seizes fire, but not before a stray bullet strikes the body of Koshmar's assailant. You! Koshmar's assailant claps down the doll who casts crashing into her, and in the struggle, her blade veers slightly before plunging downward with the force. Oof! Metchy! Damn it. This is supposed to be a game, so why does it hurt like a bitch? Metchy collapses with a marionette when its strings cut, her form dissolving into a scattered fragments of light. Gosh darn it. Nearest safe point is so far away. Guess I'm not going back. Vector, I'll be waiting you in the future. The light completely fades away. Don't just stand there! Shoot her to bits! As Klukai short command, another hail of bullets rain down on Koshmar. Bullets tear her body as Klukai gives a final order. Koshmar's body gradually breaks apart into smaller and smaller fragments. Koshmar's anger screams fade. At the same time, the fragments of her body begins to glow. Stop! The dolls cease their attack. The broken pieces dissolve, unraveling the delicate threads of light that peeled away from Koshmar's remains. The strands unravel faster and faster, until wisps of soft, luminescent blue surge into the air, forming a vast ocean of light blue above the base. Part of the glowing tide drifts into the distance, while the rest rushes towards straight Vector, flowing into her body. Fuck! I actually want this. Hold up. I forgot to open my fucking sniffing tool. No, dude. That is a thumbnail. This is so thumbnail. If you're wondering, there's no sounds because this game doesn't do that. So, yeah. The waves of light flood Vector's mind. She can't help but feel bend forward, sinking to her knees. In front of her, 4 hands overlap. Following the arms outward, she feels a familiar feature begins to take shape of 2 once blank faces. The fragments have returned to their rightful places. My neural data. Vector looks towards the sky. There's no more traces of Koshmar. The members of Team 8, Team B, rush up to her. Vivi, how do you feel? Did that work? Have you regained your memory? It's okay. We still got our neural backups. Vector breathes in deeply and takes Boucher's and Willard's hands. I got everything back. I'm just a bit disoriented. Oh, she's crying. Boucher embraces Vector tightly. Willard and Harpsy look at visible relief. Does anyone remember the second phase of the operation? If you want to fight Frankenstein again, by all means, keep the ground bonding sessions going. Oh, right. You have more important things to do. Boucher, hastily let's go, Vector. Vivi, let's check Velvet. Even though the helicopter got shot full of holes, it's still functional. Even the autopilot still works. The world of video games sure is miraculous. However miraculous it is, I have enough in it. Vector holds out the glass container she's been protecting in her arms. In that case, see you in a bit. No residual anomalous data in the neural module, no complex and loss detected, all modules operating normally. Right. Okay, Harpsy, you can go ahead and destroy that plug-in. Make sure you leave no backup, alright? Sure. Now that the crisis is averted, time to log off. I got other stuff to attend to. Go then. His image disappears from the terminal screen. I glance at Metchy and Vector, who just climb out of their repair pods, then I pat Klukai on the shoulder. Don't get too worked up. Just take it easy, yeah? I'll keep it under control. Klukai clears the throat and fixes her gaze firmly on the 2 dolls. You may explain yourselves. I'm listening. Well, as you saw... What exactly did I see? Don't be nervous. Talk to me slowly. If you have all the time in the world, or would you like to drink to soothe your molecule module? Should I fetch Endoris? Don't be like that. If you want to snap or shout at me, just do it. Otherwise, I feel like I'm still in the virtual world. Besides, you know I can't drink coffee. Are you telling me what to do? No, not at all. Who wouldn't dare? I just think I prefer the OG version of Klukai. If memory serves me right, that would be one you called Tyrant Klukai. A chuckle slips out, earning my mildly disapproving glance from Klukai. I was wrong, Klukai. I shouldn't ask Harpsy to create the plugin without permission. What else? And I shouldn't mix training with games. Klukai, please don't be like this. Klukai tilts her chin up. and shoots Metchy at one more sharp, murderous glare before turning to the trembling corpse scene. Just as she is about to speak, Vector interrupts her. If I had to run a tighter ship, none of this would have happened. As Team Leader B, I'm very fully responsible for this incident. I will submit a complete review and self-reflection before dawn. Are you taking the blame from parts? No, by the end of the day, this all happens because I failed to discipline my team members properly. This Team B's managed issue. Let me handle it. Klukai gazes at Vector, then glazes at Team B, hanging their heads behind her. Remember to include your proposed solution to the problem in your review. Understood. Metchy, they're coming to the shooting range with me. The shooting range? At this hour? So late. I know it's my punishment, but can we leave it until tomorrow? Klukai reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small switch. It is compact, with a round button resting right under her fingertip. Metchy immediately flails her hands in panic. I'm coming, alright? I'll be going with Metchy. Commander, would you like to join us? I understand the meaningful look at Klukai is giving me. She wants Vector to handle Team Z's internal affairs on her own. Vector might find it awkward if we stay. At the same time, instinct tells me this is the moment where Vector reaches a consensus with her team. But, can she really do it? I look at her, go forward, and hopeful. At the time, the still experienced team leader meets my gaze and gives me a firm nod. Sure, I'll come. What? Even the commander is supervising me? We'll see if you dare slack off again with two pair of eyes watching you. Now let's go. Klukai takes the lead, leading Metchy out the door. As I walk past Vector, I give her a reassuring pat on the shoulder. She looks up at me with a silent, understanding smile. The foots of the hallway gradually fade into distance, with the remaining members of Team B out a collective sigh of relief. I was so scared. I didn't dare to speak at all. I'm not surprised, you scaredy cat. You're like you were any better. You're also staring at your toes, avoiding Klukai's eyes yourself. I was resting my eyes. Shut up. I seriously wonder how the team members of Team A hang out with Klukai on a daily basis. Thank goodness our VV is so much more approachable. Thank you, Vector, for stepping in when Klukai was about to dress me down. I wouldn't know what to say at all. No, I wasn't trying to defend you. Huh? Even though I sensed that something wasn't right, I didn't insist on putting a stop to it. You disregarded rules and protocols. It's all because I did not set a good example. I must take full responsibility for everything that happened. We didn't disregard. Seeing that Wilbur still attempts to argue the point, Vector cuts her off firmly. Disregard is exactly what it is. Vector's gaze did not waver this time. She looks at Wilbur straight in the eye without any of her usual moral senses. Relevant is no small matter. Strictly following protocols and abiding the rules are the foundation of the team's ability to function effectively. But procedures and rules shouldn't be stagnant. Even if they need to be adjusted, the changes must be thoroughly tested. Otherwise, they'll end up like a chandelier crashing down in the middle of battle, hindering the team, or worse, hurting someone. Do you understand, Well-Read? An awkward silence fills the training room again. Vector lets out a soft sigh. Then again, maybe using what happened on the battlefield as an analogy isn't very appropriate. In combat, you don't always have time to react or test strategy. Sometimes your spontaneous actions can turn the tide of the battle more effectively than regularly sticking to a plan. Now that I've been in your position, I realize when that moment comes, I should rely on my own judgment as well. I shouldn't have been so quick to attribute your actions to a blindside desire to score highly, nor should I have rushed to justify my own idea as the best solution. I'm sorry, Red. That was my mistake. Air grows still for a few seconds. As she looks into Vector's apologetic eyes, Red slowly speaks. Back at the lab, when you rushed forward and shattered the culture tanks, it caught me off guard. Do you ever stop and think whether your right should withstand the impact? Do you know what was in those tanks? Well, we need to be knocked over by the liquid too. These questions hit me all at once, and I just got really, really mad. And I thought, maybe this actually felt when you saw me shoot down the chandelier. Then, when we were discussing the simulation training afterwards, I also didn't take your reasoning standpoint into consideration. All I cared about was defending my own judgment. As Wilbur continues, her face gradually turns red. Her voice grows a little abashed. So, you don't have to take all the blame so eagerly. I'm not. Alright. Let me summarize things. Following the plan is important, but adaptability is just as crucial. If that's all we have to write down as our conclusion, I doubt Klukai will accept it. Then what should we do? Maybe we can approach it like this. From now on, during every action review, we add a situational thought exercise. Using the battlefield map for the mission, we analyze and discuss potential unexpected actions that each team members might take. But we don't always encounter the same scenarios. The goal of this exercise isn't to rehearse specific scenarios, but to develop a better understanding of each other's tendencies in combat. That way, when someone makes a sudden move in the field, we won't waste valuable time being surprised or worse, let the emotions get in the way. We can't control the ever-changing battlefield, so we have to learn to adapt. Oh, I see. After all, we were on the battlefield, opportunists wait for no one. Seeing the abuser in Vector's eyes, Mildred raises his eyebrow. I think this is notable, and her paranoia. It's not entirely baseless. I also think it's worth a try. Then once my proposed solution gets approved, we can begin our new training sessions. But before that, Parpsy. Yes? Her name suddenly called Parpsy jolts, and her cattails stick up. You have a cattail! You're also required to write a self-reflection. Furthermore, due to the lack of proper respect for the rules and protocols, along with poor judgment, starting now, everyone, including myself, will conduct a full revision of 4.4's Code of Conduct. I expect to see everyone's review and report on the previous training session in the mailbox by dawn. Am I understood? Yes! Looking at the new motivated team, Vector let out a small sigh of relief. I suppose I did the right thing. Me and my teammates and I finally have a consensus, Commander. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Outside, the team night has deepened. The lights in the Elmo's training room remain bright. Just like every other night, Team B spends hard at work. Yet, tonight feels different. With the mission cut short, Bianca returns to her room after signing off, and flops onto the bed with a disappointed sigh. Staring at the photo of Klukai stuck to the ceiling, she puffs her cheeks in frustration. What's with the client? Supposed to at least 72 hours until the time of the big sis Klukai. Now that back at the base, she's hanging out with Metchy again. Belka throws her half-hearted punches at the training sandbag, where a picture of Metchy is taped on. Okay. Metchy, the biggest obstacle to my bond with Big Sis. There's a notification on the terminal. Who's sending a message at this hour? Oh, there's a picture of a video call clip on our screen. Two figures can be seen really close to each other. That was just... Who copied this? Who did it? What? I have no idea what this is, but it makes this Klukai look so cute. Bianca presses the reply button again and again, watching the clip over and over, completely absorbed. It takes her a whole while to remember her to check her sender's name. The sender is... Metchy? What does she mean by this? She hesitates briefly in confusion, but the moment her eyes laid on the video again, she can't help but giggle. Who cares? Just for today, you can be the witness of love and friendship between me and Klukai, Metchy. I hate. They're cool. That was a good mission though. I was able to get everything done too. Holy shit. Data information change, all that. That was really fun. I enjoyed it. There's a lot more lighthearted in this thing compared to the previous event. So it was nice. I love it. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the event, Escape from Cyborg. I should have recalled it to Escape from AI. Hope you guys enjoyed. I really love doing Girls Frontline 2 content. In the comments, please tell me if I should just say the lines when they speak Japanese as well, so that way I know. So that way, for listeners only, they can listen. But yeah, but that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. My name is Ramiel. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.